What's up, fuckers? All right, so I had to pivot. This is why it's very important to have instant stuff on hand. So I've had a lot of medical issues the past year, and I don't get to get in the kitchen as much as I would like to, but doing this keeps me focused, keeps me going. So this is great. What am I reading? God dang, TikTok giving me paragraphs. Okay, but my red and gold potatoes, rancid. So I just got done cleaning the pantry. Got all the potatoes over there. And sometimes it just be that way. But I always have backup. So we still get to have our baby red mashed potatoes. And again, my husband is not a huge fan of stalks of asparagus. So we're going to boil this guy. Cuts in tips. We'll boil him in a little while. Now I'm going to turn y'all down so y'all can see what I'm about to do to these steaks. So New York strip is a steak that I really, you know what? Fucker, you're pissing me off. Okay, it likes it like that. Whatever. The thing about steaks is, I find it, in my own personal opinion, as somebody who used to eat a shitload of beef, the New York strip is by far my favorite cut. What the fuck am I looking for? Oh, my parchment paper. I got a very long day, so y'all excuse me. But one of the things that is really important about expensive pieces of meat, and by the way, these weren't expensive. I got 2 New York strips with minimal fat that I will sear off and make my gravy with. Oh, I gotta get my mushrooms out. 19 bucks. 16, 17. And if you add the bag of potatoes that I'm going to have to do now, so we have 19, 20, 21, $22. Let's get started. And we're eating New York strips. Spend your money on your protein. You can cheat on the sides all you want. I be cheating on sides all the time. Paul be asking me, hey, like, how come you don't make sides anymore? Well, bitch, because I fucking create content all day and I don't feel like it. All right, let's get started. First, we need a cast iron pan. Okay, so let me just keep y'all up a little bit more. Okay. 2 cups of water in here. How did I know that? Because I've been making instant shit forever. That used to be all we could afford. So whenever I ran out of the red potatoes and realized that they were completely fucking liquefied, bam, I had a backup. So this is going to be for the mashed potatoes. This has 1/4 of a cup of water to steam. I don't like putting anything in the microwave that is going to quote unquote cook. I'm just not down with that. Personal preference. If you cook a steak in anything other than a cast iron, you are missing out. And these New York strips, all I like to put on them is salt and pepper. You can watch Hell's Kitchen. That's all they do. Salt and pepper. Normally, I would trim the fat, but there's just enough on there to give me a good sear and good flavor. That's where your flavor comes from, is the fat of whatever protein you're eating. Again, I like to keep my bags that I kept them in so there's no kind of contamination, even though you really can't fuck up with beef. My dad used to like to eat the steak. He was a competitive weight builder or weight lifter, however that works. And he would literally just 3 seconds and 3 seconds. He liked that shit bloody. He just wanted a little temperature change. Okay, so I'm not gonna bust out any craft, stuff. We're just doing steak. 2 steaks, $19. This is a $23 meal that you could not pay this kind of money for at any steakhouse. So, when you find good deals, latch onto them. Now these, I want to be dry. Why, may you ask? For searing purposes. You don't want it wet when you're planning on searing. You want the sizzle of the pan to do the work. All right, so now I'm just going to put down some napkins, as y'all can see. Let me see if I can put y'all down just a little bit more. My phone is so heavy. Okay, that's better. Putting some napkins down, you don't have to. But I'm going to get out 2 pieces of parchment paper. Again, functional kitchen. Comes out the drawer, goes back in the drawer. Y'all be surprised at how organized this kitchen is, probably. All right, so now we're going to take 1 part of the paper. We're going to put these side by side. They can touch right now. That doesn't matter. All right, so they're butted up against each other. Take the other piece of parchment paper and put it smack dab on top. Then you're going to get out your friend, the rolling pin. You can actually start getting this hot. I always keep it medium-high heat. You don't ever want to put high cast iron in nothing. Don't laugh at my rolling pin. It's been in my family forever. So, what we're going to do, can y'all see that? Oh, shit. What the hell? Why isn't this in here? Okay. So, y'all can see that. I can't see it because of the people in the watching. So, we're just going to roll the meat, right? Let me put it this way so y'all can see better. Doesn't matter which way you roll it, just roll it. Why are we rolling our very expensive steaks? Well, for one, they weren't expensive. And for 2, because we're not using a marinade, because we're not using dry rub, because we're not using anything but salt, pepper, and mushrooms, this is how I'm going to tenderize the meat. Whatever protein you're working with. And Gordon Ramsay will probably come on here and scream at me, but whatever protein you are going to cook with, you have to tenderize the meat somehow. With steaks, I just like to give them, it looks like I'm pushing really hard, but I'm not. I do tend to break stuff around the house that has any kind of handle. So I try to be more gentle. One more time on the other side. Sometimes that happens. That's why I leave the napkin there. When shit happens, have a napkin. All right, I'm going to turn these around the other way since I'm just doing the same thing. Please excuse my husband. It's allergy season here. You know what? Houston always has allergy issues. We never know where it's coming from, what's going on. And even though I use the parchment paper, still going to do that. So, our steaks are only going to cook for about 9 minutes total. Maybe not even that much because they're tenderized so well. All right, I am going to trim some of the fat, but I'm going to still use it in the gravy. because I want the cook time to be perfect, I'll spend a good 12 minutes rendering these big pieces of fat. So, give me a ramekin. Again, functionality. And if I'm going to do that with that, look how tender it is. It's already falling apart. I'll cut off this little guy. Again, that looks pretty wasteful. And I did cut off more than I planned, but that is going to make amazing gravy. And we got some of the beef on the other side. That's all I need to do to that one. Whatever you do to one, do to the other. Same lifestyle principles. It's just food. How do I want to do that one? See, I cut it at an angle because I could feel that there was more fat under there. So again, we'll use this. And you can also have your butcher do this shit for you. But as a chef, I want this stuff because it's going to make a phenomenal natural sauce that comes from the steak. So, our steaks are ready to go. So right now we're going to turn on the waters. We're going to turn on the water. You want that to be sizzling hot, by the way. For the potatoes and for the asparagus. Did I pull out my sky scissors already? Yes, I know I said scissors wrong. So this is a microwavable bag. I don't like to use them that way. I don't cook anything in the microwave. So, I think I put like a 1/4 cup of water. Now this one we want to keep a little higher. Where the fuck is my lid? Functionality. Alright. And since we're going to be steaming the vegetables, just put that on there. Boom. Food can't come out. Steam comes out. Life's great. Everybody's happy. Alright. Now for the fun part. Let me see if I can move y'all over there. I'm pretty sure I can. Ow, I almost fell. And there we go. All right. So I already have my bowl out that I'm going to put the asparagus in. And I'm not going to fuck with the mashed potatoes right now because I know that they're all going to get eaten. Just like I'm going to finish the asparagus. It's just going to happen. All right. So now we take our parchment paper. We bring it over here. Get our tongs. We're not moving steak with anything other than tongs. Get in the habit of using nylon, especially for baking goods. My nylon knives are amazing. But metal shit is for the barbecue pit. I repeat, metal shit is only for the pit. And I dare somebody to disagree with me on that. Well, Gordon Ramsay probably would. You'll hear me talk about him a lot. He's my huge inspiration. I know how to make every single thing in this book, Hell's Kitchen. And I learned a lot of my homey tricks from this book here. Those are my two favorites. I do have Martha Stewart over there, but I don't know. I don't really know what all the hype was about because I'm not a fan. I'm just not a fan. All right, so we got our ramekin here. And I'm going to get our mushrooms out. And butter. Because you cannot have a good steak gravy without butter and mushrooms. And I use a lot. So, still going with the crock. I say a lot of things that rhyme, and I'm doing that for a reason, not to be cute. Well, maybe. It's just a part of my character. I'm going to leave this here so you can see how I'm about to do it with the meat. All right. Hit the vape. Okay. So earlier I taught y'all proteins that don't have fat. You need to add fat for it. Okay? So it's nice. It's seasoned. It's everything it's supposed to be. Sorry, y'all. I like working with my handles out. So this is on. I'm going to use canola oil just because it's it won't set off my smoke alarm too fast. And it's what I coat my pan in when I'm done with it. Okay, water. The steaks are going to be done before y'all are done. All right. So this is nice and hot. You always want your shit piping hot, but not too hot that it sticks and it scorches and then you think you're a shitty cook. So a little S&P is going on the steaks. This is not a lot of salt. I promise. I just use coarse kosher salt. I'm not doing anything fancy. Not a fucking thing. You always want to rub, even if it's just salt and pepper, into the meat because 50% of your seasoning is going to come off as soon as it hits the pan. You can Google it, ask ChatGPT. That is an actual culinary rule. All right. So now you always want to pull it away from you so you don't get splashed on, right? We're going to put that right in the middle. Same with this guy. Right in the middle. Immediately start moving them so you know that they're not sticking. Shouldn't be sticking in a cast iron anyway, but just get in the habit of doing that. You gotta tell I'm tired. This is my 4th video today. And my husband and I still have our podcast to do tonight. No, tomorrow's Thursday. Yeah, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. That's our new times. All right, let me bring y'all. Oh, y'all can see it perfect. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, now we're cooking with fire. Let's get it going. Bam. Easy as that. And you can go ahead and turn this one off because the potatoes are instant and they only need the heat to cook them. You don't have to boil them like the rice or anything like that. And this is the time where I usually find the little chunks and I press down so your kids aren't like, oh my God, what's this powdery stuff? So typically I do 4.5 on one side, 4.5 on the other. Baby Bella. Again, 50% off. I suck at coupons. I suck at bringing my own Aldi bags. I suck at bringing an Aldi quarter. And I just suck at so many different things that are probably not big to other people. But because I'm such a perfectionist, it like sucks ass for me. I can't coupon to save my life. I will always leave them at home, and now they're not even a thing. So glad I didn't get on that train. I tried, didn't work out. But if you can find stuff that's half off, it doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it's going to go bad quickly after you purchase it. Again, we want to move them around. And the timing is for a perfect medium rare. I know some people like well done, this, that, and the other. Steaks aren't meant to be eaten like that. You get flavor from the blood. So that is why medium rare is the go-to. Yep, very good is done. This is going to be way shorter than 30 minutes. And I'm going to go ahead and throw these bits in now. And all I've used is a knife, a rolling pin, and a Remica thus far. And I have all kinds of kitchen gadgets, utensils, you name it, it's in this house somewhere. But when teaching people how to cook, of course, you want to start off easy. But I love doing a private session, especially just tell me what you want to eat. Or tell me what you want to cook, and I'll do it right here on the show. Like I said yesterday, with the exception of casseroles or, crock pot stuff, I've never found any meal other than beef Wellington that I can cook and it not take less than 30 minutes. Like, I don't even know how to cook that way. All right, perfect. Again, away from you. And what I'm doing right now is I'm checking the doneness. They're going to be done in just a moment. I don't know what else to see over here, but even my Tupperware is organized. Even the Tupperware. All right. So now, where I cut the fat from, I want to turn it upside down like this. And as long as you're using the bits, you're not wasting anything. You're actually creating depth of flavor. Fat has the most flavor. Fat and blood. Two things you don't really get out of fish and chicken, but my body doesn't really break down beef anymore because I'm fucking old. What's that person say? Who wants to co-host? What? This is why I miss doing my reading. I could actually answer your questions because I could see them. I don't know why she wants to be on here, but I'm not opposed. When you start to see the blood come out of the side like that, you're on the right track. That's a good trick. And they're perfect, so you won't see me lay them back flat again. They're already done. But I want the good sear. And now they rest for 4 minutes. What? Then I'll cut them so you can see the temperature. What the hell? Get out of there. That much butter. Don't know what else to tell you. I don't have recipes. I've been cooking since I was 4 and I'm 46 now. That's a lot of cooking. Hold up. That's gonna bother y'all, but I have to do it. The butter is what's creating the fat for the mushrooms and blending with the fat that we have from the meat. This is going to be the shortest video yet. And we're making steak. And I had my baby red potatoes so ready to cook tonight. I want a little bit more butter in here. That's just a personal preference. Look, I'm a little one. That's good. There we go. Alright, now I just want to turn the pan off, the gas off. The cast iron is going to stay on. And a little bit of salt, just a little. And always shake from about 8 inches, I like to say a foot above, so that it gets dispersed evenly. Not, oh shit, I have a big massive pile of salt here. What do I do to correct it? The easy answer is add sugar. If you ever fuck up on a flavor and you need it to go the other direction, guess what? We can pivot. Those mashed potatoes, I was really looking forward to. My mashed potatoes. Oh, tomorrow's going to be a good one, y'all. Not that they're all not great, but I'm going to surprise my daughter. She's off tomorrow and she's not been feeling well. So I'm going to make her Casa Ole copycat cheese dip. So tomorrow we'll probably be having fajita nachos, but the way that I do the cheese is so intricate. That takes 30 minutes in itself. And the fajitas, I'll probably just buy a bag, throw them in there. It's all about the cheese and the process. Double burning. That's how I make my cheese dip in a double burner. I am so sweating. That steam is so hot. Wow. Non-stick. I don't like the copper bottoms. I like this better. Little bit of garlic salt. Hold on, I gotta scooch all over a little bit. Oh, what the hell? Here we go, garlic salt. And if you'll remember, I showed y'all this yesterday. Now, I have garlic in there. I have real garlic. I have herb garlic. I have, what is it? Freeze dried. But I just don't feel like it. Garlic salt. The ingredients, sea salt and chopped garlic. And then it tells you where they get the stuff from. Good stuff. I like greens with garlic and salt. It's just a personal preference. Now that that's like that, come over to our paper good drawer. Get out some plastic wrap. I know people hate plastic wrap, but I love it. Maybe it's because I grew up in kitchens having to use it. But I'm a perfectionist. So I make sure it's all down. You don't have to do this. I'm just OCD. But it should look like there's nothing covering the bowl. Why? Because I like to watch people jam their fingers in the plastic, if I'm being perfectly fucking honest. They do it all the time. And they don't even like green food. But I've seen my daughter do it multiple times. I'm like, yo, what is going on with your brain today? All right, everything's done. Got our sauce over there. I'm gonna bring this bad boy over here so I can cut it in front of you. Can you even see? Nope. There we go. All right. All right, guys. What did our 15 minutes get us? That's what it got us. So freaking juicy. I hope this transfers to the camera. Because the juice that is coming out of this steak is so fabulous. Yeah, you can see it. It's dripping. That's it. Perfect mid-rare. And I'll cut the other one just for shits and giggles. Yep. Do-do-do. 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 Where are we? There we are. That's the other one. And so now what I'll do is I'll put the mushrooms and the sauce over it. I let my husband do his. And we have our mashed potatoes. Still the red russet mashed potatoes. Luckily I had a backup bag. So that's that, kids. Just like that. 2 mid-rare steaks, New York strips at that. Very expensive. Not expensive if you go to Sam's on the right day. Our asparagus tips and our mashed potatoes. And of course, your sauce. So like a whore in church. You really can't tell. So, what in the world is going on? Why do I have 99 messages? What are y'all doing in here? Oh my God. I love you all. I do. Like what? My heart. I almost want to get teary-eyed. Thank y'all. And I would love to cook something for y'all. And if you're somebody who burns boiling water, just DM me. And I can teach you how to cook. Just DM me. The messages are still coming through. All right. Well, that's it for today, guys. So we had 15-minute tuna earlier that we made. Oh, and by the way, using the plastic wrap on the glass bowls, that tuna that I made this morning, even with all of its perishable ingredients, including itself now that it's out of the can, using the saran wrap, it'll stay good for 7 days as opposed to 3 with a plastic top. So a lot of this is just stuff you just got to get to know. And sometimes you just need the right mentor, the right person, you need somebody that's going to kick your ass, but in a good way, and stay on you and drill these little poems and rhymes that I have. I got them from somewhere. Just saying. I love you guys. Thank you so much for all the people in here. Yeah, apparently I got messages to go read now. All right, but first, this bitch is going to go eat her food. I love you all. What am I doing tomorrow? I'm doing the cheese dip. So prep for the cheese dip does take a while because I do it all raw vegetables. But I'll jump on here and have y'all do it. Oh, and I'm going to be making my famous French toast in the morning. So make sure you sign up for that. Set an alarm. I'll be making the French toast at 10. And then at 4 o'clock, I start dinner. But tomorrow, because of the cheese, I'll probably come on here at like 3:30. Just so y'all can see how prep actually goes. And why Ramicas are your best friends. So I have so much to throw at y'all, teach, learn. I'm here to learn from y'all as well. So I love you all. Thank you all for your support. And I'll see y'all tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time.